Hello and welcome to the Forex weekly wrap for the 25th of April, Easter Monday. I have purposely waited till Monday to record this week's weekly wrap for a couple of reasons. But let's begin, as we always do, with the euro. So, last week we were talking about the bearish engulfing candle that we finished the week with on Friday. We talked about the big possibility for some downside, and as you can see, we were correct. Big downside early on in the week. However, bit of a bear trap really, because after going, from 450 all the way down below 141.90. So big sell-off early in the week, but then immediately bought back and onwards up to new highs. So that resistance that we had faced the week before was broken quite easily and got all the way up over 146.46 there. So a strong move up. So again, short the euro at your own risk. Even when we see possibility for downside, it's simply making a higher low and then onwards once again. Dollar Swiss, same story. Early on last week there was some strength for the dollar, but then as the week moved on, big sell-off once again, and new lows once again for dollar Swiss. So again, the downtrend still firmly in place, and I would recommend trading with the trend. Okay, cable, this is where we've got a little bit of change over the course of the week. We were talking about last week, after some indecision between which way the trend was actually going to break, we did get the confirmation of our higher low and then a strong move up to new highs. So again, early on in the week when there was the strength for the dollar, it did drop down and cause this nice spike down on the chart here to really lock in that higher low and then a strong move up to a new high. So we're starting the week off with a little bit of consolidation as we ended the week last week, but I would, the probability is now for further upside on cable. Dollar yen, I have given us a wider view of dollar yen to show again, as we've been talking about, the range that we've been in for many months. And now if we just zoom in a little bit here and bring up these fibs that I had on the chart last week, and I was mentioning that even though we'd sold off quite dramatically, we had not yet reached the 38.2 fib level, and towards the end of last week we did break that fib level, but then since then we've climbed back above it. So there's been a bit of strength early on this morning, but it has since sold off. Remembering today is Easter Monday, a lot of the European markets, the Australian market, they're all closed today, so volumes will be very light. So any moves that you see today are, to be taken, with a grain of salt, because the volume is not there. However, having said that, this move back above the 38.2 fib, if we can now stay above this and move up, I would lean towards new highs. So it's interesting to keep an eye on dollar yen. If you're long, there's easy stop placements here, so keep an eye on those fibs. Okay, finishing off with the Aussie dollar. So I'm starting with the weekly chart. Remember last week we talked about the doji at the previous week's candle, more of a hammer really, now that I look a little closer. and the importance of having confirmation candles. So you can see last week was another strong green candle, so that just negates totally that previous weekly candle. Now, the reason I have not recorded this video until today is this. If you look over the previous few weeks, you can see earlier in the week, Monday and Tuesday, here and here and here, we've had sell-offs of the Aussie dollar, only to be bought back strongly through Wednesday, Thursday and Friday. Now look at today's candle. We are at 7:30 a.m. British summertime. So it's early on Monday still, but there's a big red candle already on the Aussie chart. So perhaps there's a trade opportunity there if there's further sell-off today and then into tomorrow. Look for some strength early on Wednesday for perhaps taking a long. It probably wouldn't be a long-term long due to the length of the trend already. So that is it for this week. See you all next week. One caveat: this week there is a 2-day Fed meeting. Bernanke is giving his first press conference after the meeting. There is also lots of reporting. Coca-Cola, General Motors, lots of big companies reporting this week. So look for some volatility. Keep your eyes on those minutes, and see you all next week. Happy trading.